pyrotechnics industry has changed a lot over the years. It's an industry that's very risk averse. They tend to like products that have a ton of legacy. So we make a lot of those products at PacSci. When you think about some of our products, they go back to the Apollo space program. There was a time when the space shuttle used to fly that PacSci here at our Chandler facility, I think, made over 120 different components to help the space shuttle lift off the surface of the Earth and then get into orbit and then return it safely.
At the space trade shows, we can tell them we do every single explosive component or device, from hold down systems to rocket motor ignition to stage separation to payload separation to the payload release to even pyro devices that release the satellites, say the solar panels or any other mechanisms, all the way to bringing products back down. For instance, we did quite a bit on the space shuttle, from the hold down system, large 3.5-inch frangible nuts, all the way to the large bolts that held the solid rocket boosters onto the main tank.
Just like PacSci has great heritage with systems like Apollo and systems like Gemini and the space shuttle, we have fantastic heritage with the new players in the space market like SpaceX and Blue Origin and others that are out there.
Well, I can tell you an opportunity that I had to visit a customer, a company called Blue Origin. One of the things on their tour that we got to do was actually sit in a crew capsule. What was really interesting about that for me, while it was cool to just sit in a spaceship, was the opportunity to really see how important the products that we make are. So the people that are going to be in that capsule are relying on PacSci's separation system to separate that crew capsule from the launch vehicle, which is critical for their safety.
Launch vehicles, the main challenge there is separating yourself from Earth's gravity. So you have this really, really heavy thing that has to lift off the face of the Earth. So you have to develop a lot of thrust in order to do that. There's a lot of different pyrotechnic sequencing events in order to make that happen. We make all of those small components. So these massive rocket systems that you see, these things that would fill many times a room this size, all start with devices that are about that big. But now companies are talking about constellations of satellites, hundreds or thousands of satellites in low Earth orbit. And so PacSci EMC makes systems that can actually sequence the release, and we can actually control the deorbit of those satellites to make sure that we don't have continuing problems with space junk or space clutter as you get this further proliferation of satellites into space.
One of my favorite projects that I'm the head DE for right now is the Smart Initiator. It is used to create a satellite system that will hopefully globally connect the internet to third world countries, to everybody. It truly is the cutting edge of technology to be able to deploy 60 satellites in space at once.
So if you think about the future of space exploration, more and more companies are interested in space and sending things up there, sending satellites up there, not only from a travel perspective, but from a communications vehicle as well. And we're making it possible to launch things more efficiently and more effectively and more quickly.